We're baking an artichoke pizza. Today I'll be unboxing the Bighorn Pellet Pizza Oven, taking you through the dough making process, and baking a pizza all on this Bighorn Pellet Pizza Oven. I'm Johnny, and the first thing we're going to need is a poolish for our dough. Start with 649 grams of bread flour, 2.6 grams of instant dry yeast. I like to stir that a little. Then add 10.5 grams of sugar, 31.4 grams of olive oil, and 649 grams of water. Now we're going to stir that with a spatula until all the ingredients are combined with no dry lumps. Now get the lid on your bowl and let that sit on your counter for an hour. After an hour, get that into your refrigerator for a cold ferment overnight. It's the next day, and we're going to need to finish our pizza dough. We'll need to add 20.9 grams of sea salt and just get that into your mixing bowl. We'll need 397 grams of additional bread flour. Now let's remove our poolish from the refrigerator. From the bowl we used to weigh our flour, we'll remove that and place it on the edge of our poolish. Now use a spatula to push that flour in between the bowl and the poolish. That way, when you put it in your mixing bowl, it will release easily. Scrape out the extra flour and add that to your mixer as well. I have the Uni mixer, and I'll be starting that at a low 10% speed. I'll add our flour into the mixture slowly until it is all in the mixing bowl. Once we have all of our flour in, I can then increase the speed to 20%. I'll let that go until our dough ball looks nice and smooth. In my case, it was 12 minutes. Now I'll get the dough ball on the counter, get some olive oil on my hands, and perform a few slap and folds. The whole point is to create the top of the dough ball with tension on the surface. Finally, I'll push the dough under itself while turning the dough ball. When you're done, your dough ball should look like this. Now I'll cover the dough with the bowl I used and wait for about 15 minutes. I'll use some containers, spray some olive oil to store my dough. I want to try to get these dough balls as equal as possible, so I'll weigh this just to see what I have. I have 1,749 grams, and that'll get me 8 dough balls at 218 grams. To form my individual dough ball, I'll leave the top of the dough on top. Now I can turn the dough ball and fold it under itself, creating more tension at the top of the dough ball. Once I've done that, I can now pinch the bottom of the dough ball closed. Here's what that looked like when I was done. Now I can get that seam side down into one of my bowls. And here's what that looked like when I was done. I'll put 2 into my refrigerator for a second cold ferment, and I'll freeze the rest. While our dough is fermenting in the refrigerator, let's unbox the Bighorn 12-inch wood pellet pizza oven. For shipping, all of the components were stored inside of the pizza oven. You'll want to read the instructions just to be sure you get everything right. Putting the pizza oven together doesn't take very long. Everything just slides together or inserts easily. To get the pellet chute on, you will have to unscrew the screws on the top of the pizza oven. Now you can get the pellet chute on and just put the screws back in. Here you can see the pellet scoop, and the pizza stone just slides right in. Bighorn does give you a tool to move pellets around if needed, and a tool to slide or open components that will get hot. On the top of the smokestack, you'll find this flame suppressor, and here you can see that the oven is double walled. And on the front, you have an insulated door. Now that we have the Bighorn Pellet Pizza Oven all assembled, let's set it up and get it ready to bake. Here is our container for pellets. So we'll put a few in to start off with, and we'll also need a fire starter. I'll use my little torch to get that fire starter started. Now I'll close the door and just kind of look through the chute to make sure that our flame is going. I'm just going to let that burn for a minute and show you what that looks like from the inside. Now here's a good time to use that tool to open the chute door because flames. Now we will slowly add additional pellets using the pellet scoop. And look at those flames. This pizza oven is ready to go. Now let's get the door on and allow it to preheat. And check out the flames coming out of the smokestack. While the Bighorn pellet pizza oven is preheating, let's start making our pizza. We are freestyling today, so no measurements. Let's get some mascarpone cheese in a bowl. Next, add some grated Parmesan cheese, some black pepper to taste, a small amount of water, and then a small pinch of salt. We'll give that a stir, and the Parmesan should dissolve. We'll get our pizza dough on a plate with semolina flour. The reason why I like to use a plate is because it helps me shape my pizza dough evenly. And I believe it's a lot less mess. Remove the dough from the plate and then spoon on some of that sauce we made. Now add a small amount of mozzarella cheese. I'll add some artichoke, trying to get an artichoke in each slice. Now let's put on some thinly sliced shallots and some red bell pepper and finish off with just a little bit more mozzarella cheese. Now let's try our first pizza. Now this is my first time using this pizza oven, so I'm getting a chance to learn it as you see me learning it. And since this is my first time using the pizza oven, my first pizza did not come out so great, just like sometimes your first pancake does not come out so great. But I'm going to show you the pizza anyway. You can see here that that edge caught on fire because I had it too close to the firebox. Underneath, not so okay. But if you remember, I left 2 pizza doughs in the refrigerator and we have another shot at this. So I let the stone cool down to about 700 degrees and launched my second pizza. And this one's turning out a lot better. What I did for this pizza was let it go for about 20 seconds and then I would put the door on. And I continued that until the pizza was ready. Now this pizza looks ready to me and we'll remove it from the oven and take a look at this pizza. It looks absolutely fantastic with the perfect amount of char on the edges. Now that we have a successful bake, let's check out the results. I'll give you a quick look at the bottom and you can see that the bottom looks good. Now let's get this pizza on the board so we can give it a slice. And yeah, this pizza looks fantastic. Perfectly cooked. Everyone gets an artichoke on every slice. Beautiful New York style pizza crust. And let's give this a try. This artichoke pizza, absolutely amazing. Now, sometimes I absolutely love an all vegetable pizza. The Bighorn 12-inch pellet pizza oven does have a little bit of a learning curve. Once you learn how to control the heat, your pizzas will come out outstanding, just like you saw mine did on the second try. Now, there is a special offer right now while it lasts in my description and in a pinned comment below. If you'd like a Bighorn 12-inch pellet pizza oven for yourself, go ahead, click on the link below. Now, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, go ahead, subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching A View to a Grill. I'll see you guys next time. Take care, y'all.